Would you notice if the sun were to change? If its color were off? If it were in a slightly new position in the afternoon sky? Perhaps not. Would it affect you in any tangible way? Perhaps. What if the planets were to align? Do you think you would feel some inexplicable change? Something you just couldn't put your finger on? Or would you miss the signs? Are you aware of the subtle? Are you paying attention? Great conjunction. In the deepest parts of dreams, where the outside world is no longer even a distant memory, under a new sun and strange stars, yet eerily familiar, and in the presence of those you've known for so long, but can't seem to recognize, with no way to know this isn't home. Deep in that place, in that abrupt fear, in the shock of change, your truer face is revealed, tested to see how far you've come. Your punches were heavy. You strained to run. The fear had you in its grasp, and the world was your enemy. But you've changed. The fear has somehow been turned to exhilaration. You no longer feel the need to flee or fight. You've chosen to fly. To undo the foundations of this dream and play an entirely different game. To move planets, aligning them according to the future, a future you've undoubtedly seen. The might of Jupiter and majesty of Saturn move under your will in astral spaces adjacent to the waking world. Time and space, with altered manifestations, altering your own definition, set free by imagination. Having awoken on such an auspicious day. One year ago from this day, I had a dream. In the early hours of the morning, as the sun rose and life began to stir, I was resting, not so peacefully, but wrapped tightly by a vision. I was so far from the waking world. The sky was dark and there was movement. In this dream, I could see my hands in front of me. I could feel them. And just ahead of me, I could see celestial bodies in motion. As they moved on their heavenly course, I watched in amazement. Never had I imagined I would ever be so close to such majesty. But it wasn't just an imagination of closeness. I could feel the planets. And in the depth, at the end of this dream, I had begun to move Jupiter and Saturn into alignment. The two bodies shook and sparked as purples and reds spewed forth from the giants and lit the blackness beyond. The planets were mine. I could feel them as though they were my own hands. I had never felt so alive as I did in that dream. And then I woke, back into the mundane. I had no memory of the waking world at that time. For all I knew, the only life I had ever lived was in that moment, in which I felt as though I was a god. The planets and sun were strange, yet I knew them, as if my imagination of them was torn apart to reveal their truth. All of my thoughts and worries, and dreams and efforts, had finally brought me to a better place. At one time in my dreams, I couldn't run. My legs were cement, and my arms were jelly. But now I had done the unimaginable, astronomical units away from where I had been before. I had finally transcended this place. I no longer walked in the mud, and I had washed myself clean of toil and conflict. My autonomy had been elevated. I was on fire. I was free. I was finally in the heavens, and I could feel everything. Even the minute ticking clockwork of the path of the planets. But it's now been 1 year since I was freed from these chains, and 1 year since I woke, still in chains. Tonight, as I had seen in my mind, Jupiter and Saturn will come so close, closer than they've been in nearly 400 years. The first double planet, forming the first Christmas star in 800 years. And I witnessed it up close and personal, in the flesh, in my mind. Time and space have not yet been solved by the likes of us mere mortals. There are still mysteries which must be explored. And we're part of that mystery, deeply connected with the motion of our cosmic neighbors. Can we not just move through space, but perhaps move space itself? Can the mind take us not just moment to moment, but to distant places in the past and future? Or perhaps even deeper places in the present? Perhaps only a watchful eye and subtle mind will ever know. And today is a great day to open your eyes and mind to the subtle alignment in the heavens. Thanks for watching the video. I'll be reading and analyzing my book From Then Till Now on Wednesdays, and Peace of Mind on Saturdays, as well as my quote conversations throughout the week. If you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to like and subscribe, so you can visit my channel each time I provide more content, and engage in the comments so you can share your thoughts with me. Have a good day.